I'm going to do a training on relationship marketing, and that will lead in, which is the lead generation system that Teamzy is built upon. So you guys understand the system that it helps you do, and then I'll do a quick demo on really how to do a power hour very efficiently in Teamzy. I'll also show real quick how easy it is to set up, so everyone knows how to do that. And so that whole thing will take me about 25 minutes, and then we'll do Q&A.
Perfect.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Cool. And hopefully there'll be a few surprises, a few things in there that you guys haven't heard before that'll make your day.
Awesome.
So just wait. Let's wait like 2 more minutes, then we'll start.
Okay. Yeah, some people are listening in on their phone. I am sitting in the dark.
So are you guys all over the place? Are you in one area? Where are you guys located?
We have Denver, we have Long Island, New York, Tampa, Orlando, Long Island. I said Long Island. What else is on here? Let's see,
I'm Louisiana.
Louisiana. I love it.
Awesome. I'm in San Diego.
Nice. So what time is it?
6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm missing bath time with my kiddos. That's okay.
Oh.
That's okay. You know what? Since I work from home now, I see them so much. It's great. I get so much time. And the best part is not commuting. That's the best part. Because that's the time when you're with your kids the most, is during the commute times, right?
Right.
So like before they go to school, when they come back. So anyway, that's my new favorite thing. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, my kids are in the shower right now. I just said, my son's in the shower. I think my daughter took the iPad in the bathroom. I can hear them screaming up there. So my husband's on his way home from the airport. So if you see like a wet kid come through here,
oh, that's totally fine with me.
Bath time all alone is not, or shower time all alone is not going so well.
I'm used to it. I know, I'm with people that don't have kids, and I go, no, that's not a pain scream. That's just a scream.
Yeah.
And then it's like, nope, that was a pain scream. Gotta go. It's all good. It's all good. I know we have a 16-year-old, and then we have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got the spread.
You have a babysitter. That's nice.
Yeah, he's
a
not
babysitter. I love it.
He's a good kid, but not a great sitter. Okay, I'm gonna get started. My name's Eric Johnson. So nice to meet you guys. Just like you, I'm a Beachbody coach. Okay, and I'm a newer coach. You probably, a lot of you are too. Just a little over a year I've been a coach. And what I'm going to do is, I mentioned this before, some of you guys were here. I'm going to do a quick presentation on relationship marketing, and then I'm going to show you how to set up and do a power hour at Teamzy. Okay, and I think you guys will get a lot from it. I'm going to take the screen over and jump to a presentation. And I don't mind if you guys aren't muted. Just like if the dog goes nuts or something, then mute for a minute. But it is kind of strange when you're talking to a whole group of people and it's silent. It's kind of odd. So I'm going to go through a little bit about relationship marketing and teach you a little bit about what that is. Okay, a little bit about my story. I'm a Beachbody coach, like I said, and you guys can see I've had a transformation, like probably a lot of you are in the process of doing or have had already too. It's really changed my life. My professional career is, I come from the industry of real estate, where I was an executive for the largest training and coaching company. Okay, and what we did was we helped people generate business. We helped them generate leads. And we specifically developed this relationship marketing system that I'm going to teach you guys, kind of the 101 version tonight. And it was really effective. We coached the top, it was 0.1% of real estate agents in North America, and they did more than 11% of the total production of the country, which was in the billions of dollars. And they did it the exact way I'm going to teach you. So when I became a coach, I needed a system to follow, and I knew the system I needed to follow, but there was no tools to help me. It was really frustrating. And I listened to the top coaches, and you guys will agree, they're very organized. They're really organized people. And they were explaining, I use the app and the Evernote app with the color codes, and I color code it, and then I jump to a Google Doc and I sort the Google Doc and I use that. And I counted the average top coaches were using 7 or 8 different apps to stay organized, and it was really kind of overwhelming. So I really wanted to have a tool that we could use, and that's kind of where Teamzy came from. Okay, just so you guys know, full disclosure, I do not own Teamzy. Teamzy is a separate company from me because Beachbody won't let me. That's part of the deal as being a coach. So just kind of wanted to throw that out there too. Okay, you ready? What is relationship marketing? Well, relationship marketing is a lead generation system. I know I mentioned that, but a lead generation system is simply a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. Okay, it's something that initiates interest. That's what we're all trying to do every day, right? The main difference between relationship marketing and other popular systems is the underlying philosophy. And this is kind of different, that developing and deepening relationships is the paramount duty of a business. And I know you guys probably thought there was a kid attack. It's great. You guys probably thought that that a business is supposed to be selling, or a business is supposed to be making profits. But we believe that the business is supposed to be developing relationships, and then everything else that happens that's good for business is a byproduct of that. Okay. So in relationship marketing, we serve and bring value first. And hold on a second, let me just. Hold on a second, guys. I lost control.
Yeah, someone needs to mute themselves.
Yeah, I was going to mute everybody, but I lost control. Just go ahead and mute yourselves, guys, if you think you might be the noisy one. Here, I got it. Okay, you guys are muted now. Man. Okay, we're back in. All right. So, pretend that didn't happen. Keep going. In relationship marketing, we serve and bring value first. And by investing in relationships, tremendous amount of business is developed from referrals and repeat business, okay? And whether you're selling real estate, refrigerators, or Shakeology, your success will be measured by the quality of the relationships that you develop, okay? The idea is to serve your customers so they become walking, talking billboards for your business. Okay, and you guys may have heard that concept before, right? I didn't make it up. But don't confuse this with word of mouth. Okay, word of mouth is passive. Word of mouth is, hey, I did a great job and now I'm waiting to see what happens. Hopefully someone will recommend me to somebody, right? This is a lead generation system. What we're gonna do is systemize your contact and care in such a way that it deepens relationships and generates a predictable stream of new leads. Okay, that's the key, is that you can predict it. So it's not passive like word of mouth would be. The whole system really depends on trust. People have to trust you. This will not work if people don't trust you. Okay, so there's a couple cool things about that though. When people do trust you, it's really fun to work with them because you don't need to convince them. You just get to helping them, right? And you guys have been through both, I'm sure, as coaches, when you're having to really work hard to convince somebody that this thing you have that can change their life is actually something good. The other piece is that whole icky feeling that we get sometimes. We don't want to be icky salespeople. That's gone when someone trusts you, okay? And also you get to go for yes. So this is just kind of one of my pet peeves. Have you guys done the whole go for no thing? You guys know about that, the go for no's? So this is one of those things, the whole thought of going for no's, like, hey, I got 400 no's this week. I'm close to winning. Like, that just makes me seriously, I want to curl up in a little ball under my desk and hide. Like, I don't like the whole concept of that much rejection. I want to go for yes. I want to talk to people who like me, who want to hear from me, who have a friend who told them they should listen to me so that I can get yeses. Okay. So how do you actually go about building trust? Now, this is cool. There's a system to this. You can actually do this like a system, okay? There's 2 pillars of trust, character and competence, okay? Character and competence. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care, okay? And you need to be relatable, but it's how much you care. This is really important. So this is when you are giving without any expectation of receiving, right? This is when you're offering value, you're offering knowledge, you're offering support, you're offering encouragement. That's when you're demonstrating that you're caring. Competence is when you demonstrate that you're good at what you do. So competence is when you're doing your business stuff. You're showing that you are a business person they can trust and mentor them in building this business. You're showing them that you're a good coach, that you're following through on your customer service, for their orders, that you're helping them understand how to use their products. Those are competence issues. Does that make sense? You need both to build trust. And just kind of an aside, the ideal mix of this would be 3-to-1 character over competence. People want to know that you care 3 times as much as they want to know that you're good at your job. Okay, and you guys know this stuff intuitively. I'm just showing you what we know from our research over the years of doing this. Is that so? When you're thinking about what you're going to put on social media, for example, 3 times as many character pieces as competence pieces. Okay, that's a little tidbit. That one's for free. Oh wait, the whole thing's for free. It's even better. Okay, so both character and competence are reinforced by your integrity. Because, here's the thing, guys. If you are not a good person, if you're not an honest person, none of this matters. No one's going to believe anything you do. I always say that social media is a no BS zone. People know if you're a disingenuous person. You can tell it from a mile away, right? So you have to make sure that you are who you say you are, right? So if you're going to put your hands up and say, I've become a Beachbody coach, I'm committed to this lifestyle, that needs to be your lifestyle, right? People know. People see you're posting, the deep fried Twinkies at the state fair shots, and they don't believe you, right? I have a coach that does it all the time. This weekend, it was the ice cream sandwiches with the giant cookies. I'm like, dude, you're the coach. I mean, I'll eat one of those every once in a while, but I'll tell them that I shared it with the 5 kids. We cut it up. Okay. Does your life actually match what you're teaching? And I know it's kind of the same concept, but does your life actually match what you're teaching? Are you actually committed to growing? Are you actually committed to being a better person? Are you committed to helping other people? Is that really what you're doing? Are you helping people, or are you just trying to get them to buy something? Be a product of the product. That sounds familiar, right? Be a product of the product. But I always say, like, you're a Beachbody coach. Are you doing a workout program? Right? Are you doing a workout? Why am I going to trust you to do this if you're not doing it? Right? Are you actually in a program? I mean, I don't mean, did you do P90X 3 years ago and you do a on-demand workout 3 times a week, but are you actually doing a program? Are you drinking your Shakeology all the time? Are you living healthy? Are you doing personal development? These are really important for people to believe you when you're connecting with them. They want to see you struggling, but moving forward. Hi, honey. I love those faces. All right. And here's the other piece, helping people proactively. Are you caring when there's nothing in it for you? Okay. This is an important piece, an important point. You guys might want to write this down because this is key. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. What do I mean by this? This is actually a great book, and I recommend this to you guys. It's called Influence by Robert Cialdini. This is a psychology book, but it talks about all the different factors for actually influencing other people socially. But they say that they believe that the primary motivating factor for human beings is a desire to be consistent. Isn't that amazing? The primary motivating factor for human beings is a desire to be consistent. The reason people fail is because they desire to stay consistent to their bad habits. The reason why they succeed is because we're able to maybe create an environment and a support network that helps them create a new level of consistency with better habits, right? The reason you guys are inspiring, how many of you guys get those, oh, you're so inspiring, your posts inspire me? It's not because you're perfect. It's not even because you've had a transformation. You might not have even had that yet. People are inspired because you're consistent. They're inspired by watching what you're doing on a daily basis. They think, wow, that is so neat. I wish I could be like that, right? And so I'm sure on this call, there's a whole bunch of people here. I'm sure some of you are very consistent on your workouts, on your shakes, on your nutrition, on your social media posts. You're probably very consistent on your personal development study, right? But here's the question I have for you. Are you consistent in the way you communicate with people? Are you consistently in contact with your relationships, the people you know? Is there a schedule or a system to your contact? You're staying in touch with them? Or is it kind of willy-nilly? So this is the important key, because that's the part that matters the most, right? Relationship building is a contact sport. Wow, it's another great cliche that Eric threw at us. But what I mean by that is you need to be in contact. You have to be in touch to build a relationship. You can't build a relationship just by feeling good from a distance. You actually have to spend time with people. And this is an important one I want you guys to write down. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Think about this. Everything that you value the most represents time that somebody else invested in you, right? Why is a thoughtful, handwritten note so much more valuable than a beautiful store-bought card? Because it represents time. Somebody spent the time to care about you to write that note, right? That's why it's so valuable. And so that's why we need to really look at our time and prioritize it. I'll get a little bit more into this in a minute, so that we're investing our resource that we only have a little bit of in the right way. Okay. So what you need is a system. If you're going to really do this, if you're really going to be consistent, if you're really going to be living the way you want to live and running your business the way you want to run it, you need a system that will help you stay in contact with all your relationships, all of them. You know, I've got, in my Teamzy account, I've got 2,000 people and I'm trying to add every day. And my goal is to be in contact with all of them several times a year, right? So you need a system that'll help you do that. You need to know when you're going to be contacting them. You need to know what to say when you talk to them, and nobody should ever fall through the cracks, right? And a system will help you do that, okay? So I'm going to jump over now to Teamzy. Wait, before I do that, let me just take a look at everybody and make sure no one's sleeping. Okay, looks good. Well, a couple of people turned off their video, so they might be asleep. I don't know. All right. So you guys should now be seeing my Teamzy dashboard. Do you see that? Okay. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to show you how quickly and easy it is to set this thing up. Okay. But this is the system I was just describing. Here it is in front of you, live and in person. Okay. And you can see I'm at 75% complete because I want to get that little dopamine hit of hitting 100% with you guys live. Okay. So I saved a couple connects for you. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is set this up. Let me move your faces out of my way here. So if you come in here for the first time, so just so you guys know, there's a free trial for everybody, 30-day free trial. All you need to do is put in an email address and you get a 30-day free trial. So I encourage you all who aren't on one already to go in and do it after this call. Okay, get in there and use it. And when you come in the first time, there will be a setup wizard. If it's dismissed, you can find it right here under this cogwheel, right there, setup wizard. And this will lead you through setup. We made the setup super easy because a lot of people aren't tech savvy and they get caught up in setting these things up. If you've never been in another sales business or another lead generation type business and never used a CRM, setting it up can be really intimidating. So we try to make this really easy. So it's going to take you through to set your income goal, create a why, and a powerful why that'll keep you going, and then how to import your contacts. Okay. I'm going to skip through I won't show you any of the videos or anything, but so let's get a set an income goal. First thing you want to do is you want to set the goal bigger than you think you should. Okay, because here's what I'm going to tell you guys is that Teamzy is going to make it really efficient for you. You can do more than you think you can. So I set my goal for the next 12 months to be $150,000. Okay, I'm going to put in 0 personally sponsored coaches because unless you're like a 10, 12, 15 star diamond coach, that doesn't really impact your income yet. Right, your personally sponsored coaches. So just leave it as a 0, because what it's going to do is it's going to make you work less on your new leads when we want to work harder on our new leads, right? Okay. So there's my number, 4,348. That's what I need. That's how many people I need to connect with in the next 12 months to get to my goal. And you can see it. I've got it here on my Shopify wall, 4,348. So I always remember, I need to take a bite out of that. I need to take a bite out of that elephant today. Okay. So how does that break down? I'm going to go to the next page. And you can see that Teamzy has broken it down with some suggestions, right? So each day they're suggesting I connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 coaches, okay? So now you can customize these. In fact, I have. I made mine a little higher. I changed my connects with prospects to 14. I reduced my number of customers to 4 and my coaches to 2. Okay. And the reason I did that is because I run out of coaches pretty quick because I don't have a huge team yet. Right. And I want to be talking more with prospects. So, and I like that it's 20 connects a day, 14, 4, and 2. So those are my numbers. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is find your why. And I don't know if you guys have not listened to Vita Lafada's coaching call from November of 2014, dig that one out of the archives. Seriously, you will not regret it. Listen to it on the way to work, whatever. You can skip the first 9 minutes because it's 2-year-old recognition and go right into it. But it's awesome on finding your why. And he inspired this next section. Because let's face it, if you guys don't have a deep why that you're connected to, you're likely going to quit. It's just like a challenge group member, right? If they don't have a why, if you haven't dug into their why, they're going to quit. They're not going to make it because we want to quit. That's the way we're designed, right? If we were designed to be successful, we already would be. We have to create new habits to do that, right? And the only way to overcome what I call quitting points is to have a why that's stronger than the reason to quit, right? Nobody has any willpower. Willpower is a myth. Nobody has willpower. It's why power that matters, right? And so what we try to do is help you just think about it for a minute. And it takes you through a little exercise here on how to do it. Why'd you become a coach, right? I became a coach to make $500 extra a month. I figured, why not? What did you hope to accomplish? Well, I just thought, if I could save $500 a month, it'd be great. Why is it important to you? And as I started thinking about this process and answering each one individually and working my way down, what I realized is the reason why I wanted to be a coach was because I'd been laid off twice at the top of my career because of the economy from the corporate world. And I didn't like that feeling, right? That insecurity. I've got a family to support and I want to be with them. And I wanted the freedom I wanted a recession-proof business where I worked for myself, had time with my family, right? These were the things that were really important to me. And so once I distilled that down for myself, now I had something that would get me up in the morning when I didn't want to, that would get me to make my 20 connects when I didn't feel like it, right? That would get me to do what I need to do to build the life that I want to have. So this is an important piece to go through. It may feel like a fluff piece for you guys, but I think it's really important. And when you finish your why down here and hit continue, that will save to your dashboard. And every day when you log into Teamzy, your why will be right there, reminding you why you need to get your stuff done. Okay. Next step is importing. So if you've got your contacts on another system of any type, you can get it into a CSV file from there and import that really easy. We'll show you how to get all your Facebook friends into Teamzy, which is huge because you can now have a system to stay in contact with all those Facebook connections you've made, right? So follow that through. Facebook doesn't make it easy, but we've if you follow the directions, it'll work. And then we'll show you how to import your customers and coaches from the online office. Okay, so you get all those in there. When you get all those things imported, you're going to have some duplicates. You're going to have to go through and clean up a little bit and delete, right? Because you got a Facebook friend that's also a coach, that's also a customer. So there's going to be a little bit of cleanup, but it's going to be worth it. You guys need to do it. It might take, it took me an hour to set mine up totally to get everything cleaned. And then now I don't ever have to plan my power hour again. You know how much that saves? Never having to plan your power hour. You just come in and do it. You don't even have to think. You're already connecting before you even thought about it. It's amazing. Okay. One last piece on setup, and then I'm going to get into my power hour, which I can demonstrate for you guys in about 5 minutes, which is so cool. Okay. The last step is you're going to rank everybody. Once you get all your contacts in, you're going to rank them. You're going to rank them from 5 stars to 1 star. It's just like you're ranking a Netflix movie or whatever, right? You guys do this all day long on everything on social. You just need to rank them. Why is this important? It's important because, and write this one down, guys, if you don't prioritize your relationships, you can never prioritize your time. If you don't prioritize your relationships, you can never prioritize your time. You have to prioritize your relationships. I've got 2,000 people in here. I have to prioritize them or I won't be able to spend time with my kids, right? Here's the other piece. How many of you have had a really annoying person that demands more of your time than the people you would love to be with? Right? So you've got to set your priorities. So the people I love the most, the people that are the people I want to talk to the most are 5s. Okay, what is a 5? Well, the way I define a 5 is a 5 is somebody who has brought me a new customer or coach in the last 12 months. My 5s are those people. They are the people who have already shown me that they're my advocate. Those are the people I pour the most time into. And they come up on my dashboard every month. I'm talking to them every month, which seems like it's long, but it's really not. I'm talking to them every month, like checking in with them. 4s I'm going to talk to every 2 months. They're going to come up on my dashboard. And these are people that I feel are likely to either become a customer or likely to refer people to me, right? Like these are my goods. And then my 3s are coming up every 3 months. My 2s are coming up every 4 months. My 1s don't come up on my dashboard. They're just people that I'm keeping their contact info, but I'm not really marketing to them right now. Okay, so you need to go through this and just don't worry about it if you're not sure. Just go through and do the best you can the first time through, because you're going to be changing their ranks all the time while you're working with these people. If you don't know where they should be, put them in as a 3. Okay, just put them in as a 3 and work them through. I put new people in as 3s too. Okay, so once you've done the ranking, now we're going to jump out to the dashboard. Okay, so now we're all set up, right? And so here's the cool thing. Now I come to do my power hour. I do my power at 5:45 in the morning. So this is me doing my power. You picture it, right? My bathrobe in my shed. I come out here to do my power hour. Normally, what you have to do a power hour is you would have to get out all your notebooks, right? And figure out who do I need to call, right? Maybe you've got a highlighter system or whatever. You got to figure out all this stuff. No, don't even think about it. First person on the list. And I always say, don't overthink it. Karen Monroe is first person on my list. Great. Karen Monroe. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's Karen Monroe. I'm going to send her a message. By the way, oh, look at this. This is really old. So she actually inquired about the program long before there was a Teamzy, right? So Referral Maker is another CRM that I built for real estate that I was using before there was Teamzy. So this is a really old one. So here's somebody, this is an example of not having a system, right? Thank God Teamzy now has brought her up. So I'm going to just check in with her. Watch what I'm going to say. This is going to be a brilliant message. You guys might be amazed at how deep it is. Are you guys amazed yet? Here's my point. I don't know if you can read that. It says, "Hi, Karen, just popping by to say hello. How are you? I hope you had an awesome day, Eric." Here's the thing. That's not a deep message. I'm just trying to start a conversation with her, right? It's been over a year at least since I talked to her. I'm just trying to start a conversation with her. So now what I'm going to do is I copied that, right? I'm going to come in here and click on connect. I'm just going to paste it in. You don't have to copy and paste. If you'd rather just write a note on what you did, I sent her a Facebook message, you can. I just don't like to type that much, so I just copy and paste everything. I actually will keep the whole conversation. So when she responds and we have a whole conversation, I'll come back later and I'll edit this post and I'll paste it all in. So I have it all as one conversation. Okay, so now what's cool about this is when I complete this, Karen's off my list, right? My number of connects went up. I've already completed my goal, so it's a solid circle, right? And she's gone off my list now. She's a 3. She's gone off my list for 90 days. If I forget all about her again, I won't forget her more than 90 days. But what will happen is when she responds, we'll start having a conversation. And as the conversation progresses, then I can set a follow-up for tomorrow or the next day or Tuesday or whatever, so that I can continue that conversation going. And if I don't hear from her, she comes back in 90 days. What it does is it allows me to stay in touch. So if she doesn't respond, it's no big deal. She's going to get a message and go, oh, that was nice of him to say that. And you know what's going to happen? She'll go to my Facebook page and she'll read my posts and she'll start engaging with me in her own way. So when I pick her up again later, she's a little bit warmer. Does that make sense? So that was my 16th connect. I sent 15 connects today. I've had 7 responses. How awesome is it that I created 7 conversations today, right? So I don't sweat the 8 that didn't respond. Okay. Now, once you get that circle solid, now you're going to jump over to your customers. Now, this is an important piece because, oh, this is my dad. That's not fair. See how he's a 5? So he comes up every month. I got to remind myself to call my dad. But I'm going to do more than a Facebook message for him. That's my dad. My dad, by the way, is 83 years old, and he's doing P90 right now. So pretty awesome. He's 83, he's doing P90. He's embarrassed because he has to do push-ups on his knees. It's totally fine to modify. I tell everybody that they don't even have to be in their 80s. All right. So you can see
for
somebody,
sure, I still do.
with that, somebody else is doing them on their knees still? It's not.
Oh, I do. I don't know why. I can't get off my knees for the whole time. But I need your dad to talk to my mom because she just told me today she's too old and she's like 67. And I'm trying to get her to, she's basically buying Shakeology and then shipping it to me. Like, just.
Your closest family are the hardest people to sell because they've seen all the stupid things you've done in your life. Like, they trust you and love you, but they don't really, because they've seen all the dumb things you've done. That's my theory, right? I mean, I always say, like, I know coaches on my team are like, why won't my sister do 21-day fix? I'm like, dude, Jesus's brothers didn't believe he was Jesus until he came back from the dead. Those were his brothers. Like, you're going to do, so anyways, don't get me off. They say, don't scratch your preacher. He'll give you a sermon. So let's connect with Betty Hull really quick. So Betty is a great, what did I do? I unshared. I clicked the wrong button. I'm sorry, guys. It's my first time. No, I'm just kidding. So let me click over here to Betty. Just going to check in with her. Now, why is it important to check in with your customers? Okay, a couple of things, guys. First of all, you want to stay in touch with your customers because you want to keep them engaged, right? You want to keep them in your challenge groups, get them in new groups, get them in new programs, have them maintain their Shakeology HD, right? That's important because if they give up on Shakeology and they give up on your workout groups, they give up on their journey. They give up on their transformation, right? But more importantly, this is the part I want you guys to really get. If this is the only thing you get from this training, this is it. Your best source for a new customer, your hottest source for a new lead is your current customer. There is nothing better than a current customer. There's no better system you can learn. There's no better Instagram technique. There's nothing better than a current customer for a new lead. Here's why. They're already using the product. They're excited about it. Think about it. Whenever you guys do something that you're excited about, what do you want to do? You want to tell everybody about it, right? So you need to be in touch with your current customers, and you need to be asking them for referrals. Now, here's how I would do it. Okay, I'll just give you an example. I'll just throw out a quick dialogue for how you do it. But as you're staying in touch, you want to start training them to bring you people. Okay, and it can't be passive. That's word of mouth. Remember, this is proactive. Okay, so hey Betty, how's it going? Betty's actually referred me her kids, a whole bunch of people. Betty, can you think of somebody who would benefit from our next challenge group? And while you're thinking of them, could you do me a favor? Could you go ahead and introduce me? Could you introduce them to me via message or email? And I'll take it from there and get them all the information they need. So don't just say, keep me in mind. I mean, I do that too, because you want to do gentle ones. Like, hey, don't forget, if I'd love to help your friends and family. I'd be honored to help them. It'd be an honor for me to take care of them just the way I'm taking care of you. But if you could think of somebody, could you go ahead and introduce me? And so I can get to helping them. Okay, you gotta go that little extra. And if you guys do that, people will bring people to the challenge groups. People will bring people to the challenge groups. The other things that I do sometimes is I go, when people graduate from the group, at the end of the challenge group, I say, anyone want to be in the new group starting in 3 weeks? I just ask you to introduce me to one person and you're in again. So those are things you can do to, you can see, look, I'm getting a message from Karen. So that's great. So those are some things you can do. Okay, so let's do a quick message to Betty. Sometimes, again, I don't overthink my messages. I'm just making contact. People love it and appreciate it, and then it lets them start a conversation. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing I did. I know I'm taking a little longer because I'm having fun with you guys. I don't know why. Maybe it's because you're muted. All right. And so, boom. Great. So now I got all my connects with my customers done. I've got one coach connect I still need to do. This is important. You got to stay in touch with your coaches. Now, why do you need to stay in touch with your coaches? You need to build relationships with them, right? You need to stay in touch. It's more than just having your weekly call or whatever. But there's other coaches on here that I talk to that aren't mine. Like Robert, who you saw just messaged me. He's my upline sponsor. But I connect with him once a month too. And I connect with coaches. Who knows? Maybe some of you guys will end up in my Teamzy, and I'll be checking in on you. Because here's the thing that's so magical about relationship marketing. When you give it out in slices, it comes back in loaves. Okay, you give it out in slices and it comes back in loaves. I stole that from my old Irish boss, but it works. The more love you spread, the more that comes back to your business. It's hard to quantify. People say, well, you know, when I look at my all-time connects, is that to coaches, to prospects, to, you know, to customers? And I say, it doesn't matter, really. You just need to be focused on pouring yourself into other people, on being consistent, on investing in those relationships. And you'll never want for new leads coming in, if that makes sense. Okay, so I just need to connect with Betsy so that I can get 100% on my, I need to get that 100%, right? You guys agree? And then we'll go to questions. Hold on, I got this pain of you guys. Gotta move it so I can get to stuff. Here we go. There she is. Okay. Sorry, guys. There we go. Now I got you guys moved. Okay, so just a little check-in with her. She popped in on my call yesterday, so I got to see her, but we haven't talked in a while. So I'm just gonna check in with her. Okay. So Betsy is, she's like such a cool person. I'm just telling you guys as an aside as I record this. She helps kids with special needs. That's what she does for her normal job. And she has lost, I don't know, 60 pounds so far with Beachbody. And I was in Arizona recently. Whenever I go on vacation, I always try to meet up with one of the coaches on our team to have lunch. And everybody in the restaurant was like, "You're amazing. Look at you. You're totally different." Isn't that so cool? I love that. I love that about what we do. Okay. Boom. Look at that. You crushed it. Isn't that fun to see that on your dashboard? You guys are going to love that. I'm just telling you right there. It's telling me I crushed it. Now, what I do every day when I do this is I take a screenshot of that and I send it to my accountability partner. So that's a great thing to do if you guys have accountability or success partners, is you send each other that image, right? And then you'll also notice, like, I went to 16 instead of 14, so that'll up the ante. She'll have to do a couple extra connects. Okay, so then what happens is now you've started all these conversations, and all day long people message you back and you start having conversations. So what you're going to do is you're going to form them, you're going to talk to them, you're going to catch up, and you're going to inform them of what you're doing, and you're going to get to a point, hopefully, where you invite them, right, to a free group, challenge group, business opportunity, however it pans out. Or you're at the very least going to educate them on what you're doing and ask them to refer other people to you. Those are the outcomes that you want. You want to ask for a referral or invite. That's the goal. Okay. So, oh, there's one other thing that I wanted to show you guys, and I'll just show you now because it'll come up in questions anyways. So when you're having the conversation and you invite, right? Now you need to set a follow-up, because, for example, the first person we talked to, Karen Monroe. Right? Remember how I told you that she's gone now for 3 months? So let's say Karen Monroe comes back to me and we talk, and then I send her a invitation. Now I got to pull her up. I just search her, right? There she is. And what I'm going to do now is I am going to set a follow-up. So I just set a follow-up for tomorrow. So now she's on my follow-up list for tomorrow. Okay. I can also do it when I'm connecting. When I'm recording and connect, I can also set a follow-up at the same time. That's another way to do it. So once I've invited somebody, now they're on my follow-up page for 2 months. That's just the way I do it. So I'm following up pretty aggressively for 2 months once we've gotten to, it's real casual. Hey, how are you? Popping by to say hi. How are the kids? And now I'm on an aggressive follow-up. So here's one thing I will tell you, and some of you guys may have seen the video I made, how to follow up, not be a nag. But well, we got to follow up. Let me do it. Actually, I didn't do my follow-up, so we'll do one real quick. Now I keep moving you guys to places that you're in the way of my buttons. Okay, so the last one is follow-ups. So right here on top, I've got Cindy Goff. She's a lead last night that I sent an invite to my challenge group that starts next Monday. She's very interested, right? So I need to follow up with her. So what we're gonna do is we'll do the follow-up right now. Okay. So last night I talked to her on the phone and I sent her the information on the challenge group and I told her I'll follow up with you tomorrow. So I told her I will follow up with you tomorrow. So now what I'm gonna say is this: just following up as I promised I would. Okay, a follow-up is not a nag. A follow-up is you following through on a promise. What is better than that in a relationship? When somebody tells you they're gonna do something and they do it, it deposits in trust, right? It deposits in trust. So that's the way I want you guys to look at this is you're putting a deposit in their trust bank account every single time that you follow up with them, okay? And once you tell them that you're the coach and that you're gonna help, every time you don't follow up, it's like you're letting them down. Does that make sense? So I'll tell her, I'm following up just as I promised I would. Do you have any questions for me? Okay. Now I'm gonna do the same tone with her constantly for days. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go back to my dashboard and I'm going to record this. Okay, and I'm gonna set another follow-up for tomorrow. Okay, so now I've completed my follow-up and now I'm saving it. Now I have her on my list again for tomorrow. Okay, I will follow up with her tomorrow, then the next day, and then I'll move her to 2 days, and I'll do 2 days, 2 days, then I'll move her to 4 days, and I'll go 4 days, 4 days, then I'll move her to a week, and I'll do a week, a week, a week, a week. And then if I get through about 8 or 9 follow-ups with her and she doesn't tell me to go away or that she's bought, then I just take her off and I let her go back into the Teamzy flow. Because a lot of times they're like a fruit on the tree that's just not ready to harvest yet. They're not quite ready to commit to it. One of my best coaches, Lucy, took 6 months to do 21-day fix with me. 6 months. And I always use her as an example. When she gets frustrated, I go, I followed up with you for 6 months before you did it. So that's the cool thing about having a system like this is you don't get all emotional about it. You said you were interested and you didn't do it. It's just like, no, I'm here. Like I told you, I'm going to consistently be here to support you. I'm here for your journey. When you're ready to start the journey, I'm going to be here, but I'm just going to do my due diligence. And when you're my customer, you're also going to get followed up with me. I'm not going to let you slide very far. I'm not going to let you quit easily. That makes sense? So, okay. I've talked too much. I'm going to let you guys ask me questions. I see a lot of chat going on here. Should I read? Are these questions I need to do, or are you going to ask them to me?
You get the contacts off your phone somehow into it.
Yes. So if you're using Google phone, it's much easier.
I am Android.
Oh, good. Yes. So just Google it. How do I export my Google contacts from my phone to a CSV file?
Okay.
And then when you get that CSV file, you probably email it to yourself or something. You pick it up on your desktop and you can import that into Teamzy.
Okay.
If you guys are using an iPhone and you want to get contacts out, it's a little bit more complicated, but you can do it. Again, you just Google the instructions, but basically iPhone exports it in a format called, I think it's called card DAV. And then what you need to do is there's free, I think it's University of Arkansas or somewhere like that has a free one that they put up where it's like a converter, converts it to CSV for you. You just upload it and it converts it, and then you can upload that. So I did it all for Google. Somebody asked me and I Googled it and just sent them the link. That's how I solved the problem. What other questions you guys have? Was that helpful?
Hi, I have a question.
Yeah, really helpful.
From
Yeah.
Long Island?
From Long Island. Long Island. Why do you go back and forth from Facebook back to Teamzy? Because I actually did join already, and I started today. I love the, you rock today or whatever it said. Crushed it. But I just did all my contacts, like my right in Teamzy. I didn't go back and forth. But now when I go on Facebook, I notice I don't see those conversations.
Right.
Okay. So what did
Yeah.
I do wrong?
Okay, so you still have to send the message through Facebook or through your text messaging or whatever you're using. Teamzy is going to record it for you. It's going to keep you organized. It won't send the messages for you.
Oh, okay. So I have to go back and tonight I'll go and I'll copy everything I did, or I can't.
Yeah, you can copy them, but you need to send it through Messenger.
Okay.
So it doesn't link. Facebook won't let us do that. They
What
used
about
to.
email? When you email someone, will it actually send the email or no?
Yeah, you can. If you sync up your Gmail account, you can send emails through it.
It's an AOL account. Same thing.
Only Gmail. It only takes a Gmail account. So you can do email the same way that I did Facebook, where you send an
Okay.
email. So I didn't have any free customers come up when I did my customer example with you guys, but the customers that I get from Beachbody, a lot of times all I have is email for them. So
Okay.
I have email templates that I use. I have my first, hey, you're a new customer, welcome, and then I have my, hey, it's been 3 months and I never heard from you and I'm still your coach, email that goes out.
Okay. And then when they respond back, that doesn't go into Teamzy, right? That
No,
only will,
you,
right?
you go back in and paste it later.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so later on when you have a conversation, so I'll give you an example. I was just talking to my friend Thomas Mason. Thomas Mason is my friend who's a hardcore CrossFitter,
Okay.
but he does T25 for extra credit,
Nice.
So if I call into this, like he gave me a referral this week, right? So here's his buddy James. So here's I'm checking in. So this is my check-in, right?
You're not shared anymore.
Oh, you guys aren't psychic? Cute. Hold on. I'm sharing my screen. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's like almost 7:00 over here. All right. So now you see my Facebook, right? So he gave me a referral. So what I would do is I would just copy this conversation, and then I would just go back in to Teamzy. In fact, I don't think I've done this yet. So let's see. So
Oh.
I come back in here later, and
I was wondering why I didn't hear back from anybody.
then I just paste it. So that I have it all in my record. So that's what I do.
You have to
So-
think of it like your notebook. Like it's
Okay.
just because you write it down in your notebook, the message wasn't sent if you checked it off. Teamzy kind of like organizes everything that you did. You still have to actually do it. It just kind of
That's
passes the info.
okay.
Right. I mean, it would be awesome. Originally, I thought it'd be cool if we could send all the messages, but Facebook changed all their security settings last October, and they're huge now, so they don't have to play with anybody. They're kind of like Apple. Apple doesn't want to play with anybody either. You play
All
with.
right, I have another question while I'm on the floor, kind of.
Okay.
How do when you see your contacts and then I'll notice, oh, well, that's a fellow coach or whatever. How do I change that? Like, how do I delete that to make them not in that group anymore?
What you do is you, when you're in your up next module, you click on details on the right, and then you'll see. Let me just share it again.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't mind. I just I'm trying to describe it and when I could just show you guys. Okay, let me go to my dashboard.
That's a good question, especially for when someone becomes a coach and you want to switch them over.
This is a great question for there's all kinds of application of this. So I'm looking at Mark Adams, right? So I'm going to click on details. This takes me to his full contact record. So I go right here to go to contact, and then it jumps me to his page. So now I can do stuff like I can change his rank without connecting. So let's say I don't want to talk to him, like this guy should be a 1 or whatever. I can do that here. I can also just set, I'll talk to him tomorrow. I can set a follow up for tomorrow. Sometimes I do this late at night and I'm like, okay, I want to remember to talk to him tomorrow. But also you can change him right here. See, prospect, customer, coach. So if he's a coach, like he was a prospect, but now he should be a customer because he's doing stuff. I change him. And if he becomes a coach, now I can say he's personally sponsored, downline, or fellow team coach.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Yes.
Now, the other thing that you can do is on the team page, you can do a bulk type rank. So you could come through your list and bulk this and you can go through this one time and make sure you get all your coaches and customers in the right group.
Okay.
See, like I can just switch people like this all the way down.
Oh, that's good.
You don't need to use those bulk things that often. It's more of a setup thing.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes.
I just saw somebody talked about a CSV. CSV is just a file type. So it sounds kind of crazy, but when you export a list of names from any sort of contact manager, usually the standard format is .csv. Okay. And if you have an Excel sheet, you can save as .csv. And what that is, I mean, I've learned so much stuff from my nerds, and I say that lovingly. I love these guys because I'm not a technical person either, but it's comma separated values. So it takes the whole spreadsheet away and it puts all the data together in one big paragraph separated by commas, and the computer likes to read it that way.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a computer thing. It just takes what we look at, what our brains can see, and it makes it so the computer reads it faster.
All right. Now, I swear this is my last question. When we get new customers and new coaches, do they automatically get right into our Teamzy, or do we have to add them?
You just go right here to any page and you click add contact. See right here?
Okay.
And you just drop them in.
Okay.
So same thing if you get free customers from Beachbody, just
Right.
paste it in here because you get 1 or 2 a day. It's really easy to keep up with. Is there anybody on this team that is doing like major additions, like you're adding 25 people a week to your list? Is there anybody like that?
I just added like 10 the other day because I hadn't done it in a couple of weeks. I hadn't done it since I started. So I went in and grabbed the new people. I set the report to, new customers since. So I did the dates, and then it just pulled them in a little file, and then I just imported that file.
Yes. Okay.
The same way you do when you import from the beginning.
Right. You can do that. So if you guys are diamond coaches or emerald coaches and you're doing Success Club consistently and you're getting free customers, you can do it monthly if you want, and you can export it that way from Coach Online Office. If you're like me, I like to send them, as soon as I get them, I like to send them a message. So I check it every day and I put them in one at a time, and so that I can send a message and log it. That's just the way I do it. But also I know, for example, my success partner, Sue, she's really into Instagram, and she does 25 messages a day on Instagram to people who like her posts. And then the one she has conversations with, she will add to Teamzy. And so at the end of the week, she might have 30 people, and she puts them all in a spreadsheet and imports it. So, there are ways, as you get better and more technically savvy at the import process, you can leverage that more. But the easiest way to add is just this add contact. Make sense?
I kind of think of this whole thing as like a really fancy Rolodex.
Mm-hmm. It is, but it's a Rolodex that can talk and tell you what to do.
Interactive Rolodex.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Is it mobile friendly?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, it's actually, I think it's easier to use on a phone. It's a mobile website, so it's not an app. So what you do is you log on to Teamzy from your mobile web browser, and here it is.
Yeah.
And then you just save it to your homepage, your home screen on your phone. So then you'll have a little icon, so you guys can see. Got the little Teamzy icon there. See it right there?
Yeah.
So when I want to go, it just pops right to Teamzy. It's just like having an app. And it's really easy to use on mobile. And Teamzy's 6 weeks old. So we didn't launch with mobile, but we got it within a couple of weeks, and we are developing this thing like crazy. Later this week will be a new development, which you guys will love. You'll be able to record invites and track them and sort them by follow-up lists and everything. Is going to be super cool. So there's some cool stuff coming.
I know that you don't have the ability now to do mass emails and like newsletter type stuff, but I know that there might be something in the future for that, like connected with Aweber, perhaps.
Yes. Yeah,
That's good.
we started with MailChimp, and we were going to integrate with MailChimp. We found out that they have a clause, an anti-network marketing clause
Yes.
that's extra specific to health supplements. So I don't know, they must have got spam. People must have, spam abused it.
Right.
So we're looking at Aweber, and we're looking at Constant Contact and a few others. We'll start with one. Hopefully, you'll have a few choices. What we liked about Mailchimp was that they have a free level that most coaches would be in the free zone. Aweber's a pay service, would be additional fee, but the idea is these companies do email marketing so great. There's no way we need to develop software to do what's out there, and we can plug and play with those guys, and it gives you guys so much more freedom to do stuff. So that's the plan. That'll be soon. It won't be that long before we do that.
I have
But
another question.
go ahead.
If you create templates like email templates, can you save them in your Teamzy?
You can save them, but right now the email system's kind of simple right now. It doesn't have it has simple text only.
Okay.
So if you're doing really pretty formatted emails with fonts and color changes and things like that,
Do that.
they won't look like that. What it's really good now is just for like the quick messages type thing.
But you can save them and they should show up the next time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll have to work on that again.
Yeah, so that's the goal for me. I've used it from day one, the canned responses in Gmail. Have you guys ever used those? The canned responses in Gmail. And so that's kind of the idea, was that you would have like your canned responses, you'd have your templates.
Yeah.
The thing that's really cool about the promote page, the way it's built to be a social community where you can share your templates with the whole network. So as we get more coaches in there and people are sharing their templates, you'll be able to go in there and go, okay, well, I have somebody interested in P90X3, and you can just look for the tag P90X3, and you'll get like the top 20 templates that people have voted are the best ones.
Wow.
You'll be able to grab that email, from whoever's team, because everybody likes to share their stuff. That's the thing that's so cool about this community, is it's really not competitive. And I want you guys to think of that, because it's really not competitive. I had somebody ask me recently, well, is there a way for me to share with just my team? I said, no, you're missing the point.
Yeah.
Every single person in this country needs help with their health. There's plenty. We're not competing. And if you guys are working in relationship marketing where you're staying in touch with people and you're building relationships, there's no question. And they know you're a coach. There's no question that you're going to be their coach. Does that make sense? So that's why it's important to nurture these relationships that they know. In real estate, we used to say, they go, my neighbor just listed with somebody else. I go, well, have you ever gone over to your neighbor's house and told them you're a real estate agent? No. What do you expect? You could have helped them, but you didn't. So anyway.
Hey, Eric, can I ask you a question about email marketing in general? Because you're saying that MailChimp doesn't let you. Somewhere I read that technically when you're in network marketing, you're not supposed to use any service for email listing other than your current, or you're not supposed to use Gmail or something they were saying. I don't remember what it was.
Here's what you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to spam or violate the Can Spam Act.
Okay, so what does that mean?
So the thing is there's a lot of people in network marketing that have abused that.
Right.
So what that means is that you're not supposed to be sending email to people who haven't consented to getting email from you. Okay. Now,
Okay.
so this is important, because if it's a friend, a relationship, you have no problem emailing them, right? If it's a current customer or somebody who's purchased from you, you are legally allowed to email them. But if you are getting leads off of a website, or you're meeting people on Instagram or whatever, they have to opt into your email list.
Right.
There's lots of ways to do that, where they opt in and they give you permission to email them. So those are the things that you have to be careful to do. If you do something that's considered spammy, and then they find out you're network marketing, then for sure they'll probably just lock you out. And because what happens is, I worked in an industry where we did huge email lists. We had like 4 million people on the email list, and it was huge. And we used to rent these lists to marketers. And if you got what was called a seed email, which was like a spam Like the spam houses put these fake emails out, and if you somehow acquire one and you email to it, they shut down your URL and the whole website's down, can't email anybody, and it costs a lot of money. So they're really worried about it. So these companies like Aweber and MailChimp, like one bad email can shut down all of MailChimp for them it's like an hour because they switch to new servers and stuff, but still it's a big deal. So that's why they're so careful about it. But there's no way, there are services that are more friendly, like Aweber, I know I've heard is really friendly to network marketing, but it's the biggest thing is being responsible, and the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Like this,
Right.
that's been around for 6,000 years or whatever, because that's what you do. The emails you don't like getting, don't send those. That's my rule.
Right.
But email marketing, so since you're asking me my opinion on email marketing, which happens to be something I've worked on a lot, email marketing needs to be about value, right? It needs to be about value. Anything you email needs to be something someone's going to go, wow, this is cool. I'm glad she shared this with me. Maybe I'll share it with somebody else, right? You need to send value. And so I'll give you a quick email tip, 411. You guys can remember that, 411, right? So if you're going to send somebody 6 emails, 4 of them have to be pure value. 1, here's a gift. 2, here's a gift. 3, here's a gift. 4, here's a gift. 5th one, so it's 4 value. The 5th one is, here's something cool. And by the way, if you'd like to buy something, here it is. So we call it a soft offer. So the 5th one is a soft offer. And then the 6th one is an offer. The 6th one is, hey, I've got a special for you. Challenge pack is on sale this month for 21-day fix if you're interested, right? The 6th one is the offer, but it's 411. So for every offer you make, you've made 4 that are just pure value, 1 that's soft. So that's kind of like, that's a really good rule of thumb. But when you're emailing people, you want them to look forward to your emails. You want them to see your emails as something valuable, maybe even something they're going to show their spouse or share with somebody. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
So technically when someone opts into like a freemium, that's them agreeing to take so you can use their email, correct? Like just talking about like logistics, like with what with email marketing.
Yeah, if they opt in, they're good, and you just have to have an unsubscribe link where they can unsubscribe
Right.
from the list.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Sure thing.
Thank you so much. Anyone else have a question? Definitely take advantage of that free trial because it is in 5 days or 6 days or 7 days, it's like changed my life.
Hey, one more thing, guys, and I know I've kind of overstepped. You guys have to go to bed, but I've got one more slide here.
Go ahead.
This is kind of the important piece. Wait. Somehow I'm in the middle of my presentation, so the end. All right. So Teamzy typically is $29.99 a month. Okay, the price is right about a little bit less than the commission on one Shakeology home direct sale. The concept here is you get it free for a month, 30 days, unlimited use. You generate a ton of momentum in your business. You should be getting at least 1 new sale out of that. That first sale is going to pay for your subscription forever. Okay, but since Lori put this training together for you guys, we're giving your team a discount. This is your team discount for indefinitely. Okay, $24.99, you get a special price. It goes even less if you decide you want to pre-do it for a year. You get it down as low as $19.99. So your promo code is Lori's email address. If you don't remember this, she knows it. Okay, so you don't need this right away because you're getting a free trial anyways. But when you're about 10 days to the end of your trial, you're going to get this thing that pops up that says start a subscription. And at that point, when you go to that subscription page, it's going to say $29.99. You're going to enter Lori's email address, hit enter, and it's going to flip that price to $24.99 for you. So just a cool thing. And this is for your team that's not on the call too.
Thank you.
Okay, so if they didn't come to the call, you can share this with them. You can let them know that you're a VIP and that you've got a special deal for them. So I really encourage you guys to get in there. We've been out 6 weeks. We've got over 2,000 coaches using Teamzy right now. The coaches are driving the innovations in how we're building it. This is bottom up from the very first piece of code written for Beachbody coaches. This is not a system that existed somewhere else and has been adapted. This is just for Beachbody coaches. And the goal is, it's just going to get more awesome. And because we're using it and designing it, you know what I mean? So I've even got all the guys that write the code doing Shakeology now. Because I'm like, hey, you need to understand the product that you're helping with. So I've got a couple of them in 21 Day Fix Extreme, and I'm killing them because it was their first program. They thought they were tough. I'm like, oh, just this little brown-haired girl, we'll do her training program. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for having me. It was really fun. Really fun talking with you tonight, and I hope you take advantage of it. The whole thing with this is, my passion is that you guys will be able to use this to help more people, you know, and I think that's the coolest thing. So if it helps you to be more successful and it helps you to help more people, that makes it all worth it.
Awesome.
So anyway,
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eric.
thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, Eric.
Talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you.